Previously on Tomb Raider 3, we got some big balls. Puna has some big balls right here. And with that, the adventures continue. What's up everybody, it's Jonathan Wolf and welcome back to the Tomb Raider Marathon. Today we are going to be tackling Thames Wharf, which is the first section of the London section of, the first level of the London section in Tomb Raider 3. So let's go ahead and select our adventure. And okay, actually, before we select our adventure, oh, never mind. I guess I'll show it later. But one thing you want to be careful when it comes to selecting your adventure is that there is a bug in this game where if you reload the last level of the area you completed, for some reason, once you complete it, you're going to be warped back to the beginning of that area. So let me make sense. So once you finish, so for example, when you finish the South Pacific Islands and you decided to replay Temple of Puna because you missed a secret or something, if you do that, once you finish Temple of Puna, you will actually be warped back to the first level, which is the coastal village. And yeah, it's a very strange bug, and I have no idea why that's the case. I tried to look at Stella's tomb site and see what's the deal, but I did not see like a clear answer to what it is. In fact, I was not going to mention this, but I learned about this bug when I was actually doing the retro achievements for this game, which had me do Maduba Gorge no loads no mets, which was pure torture, but that's besides the point. But yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and go into London. We'll go to London, baby. I'm sorry. Alright, let's go. Thames Wharf, let's go. Now the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you a shortcut to get to the end of the level. So what you want to do, and this is very easy to do, first off you want to sidestep all the way to the left and then take 2 steps forward. And then what you want to do is you want to aim for that blue, I don't know if you can see it, but we want to aim for that blue square that is right on top of Lara. I'm gonna show it with like a marker or something. And then we want to take a running jump. And we can actually get to this area without taking damage. And then once we do that, we want to not drop over here, but we want to drop over here. And then we want to drop down here to the right. And then what you want to do is you want to make a standing jump to that platform in this crane. And then, yeah, we are literally at the end of the level. So we just have to make this jump and then go on the other side of this cathedral. And, and yeah, that's basically it for this level. So let's see how fast I can beat this. In fact, I believe there's an achievement for beating, in the remastered version, for beating this level in like under a minute. So... Oi! Hey! So yeah, let's just go ahead and beat the level. So, let's see my final stats. Okay, so there we go. So we got 1 minute 19 seconds. That is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to reload the game, and I will see you guys back at the spot. Okay, so here we are, for real this time, on Thames Wharf. And I have to say, this level, I actually really like the London levels. A lot of people really, really hate these sections, or these set of levels. However, I actually find them pretty enjoyable. It's a bit of a change from the tomb and jungle areas or forest areas in the case of South Pacific when it comes to the exploration. I mean, especially considering that, you know, the last 2 areas we did were, you could say they're pretty samey because we had jungle and forest areas, but yeah, this level, the city levels, I actually really like them. Even though they're considered by many to be the worst of Tomb Raider 3. Or even the worst in the series. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, or the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing we did last time, because by going through this area, we can also get a secret. So let's go ahead and go over here. And yeah, basically we're going to do the same thing instead of going to the right, we're going to the left. And we're going to drop down over here. Also, I will apologize in advance, or I want to apologize in advance because these levels are fucking dark to the point that, yeah, trying to see what you're doing will be almost impossible, especially in the PlayStation version, since unlike the PC version, the PlayStation version doesn't have adjustable gamma, which that's actually something that I haven't mentioned yet when it comes to the PC version, and that's the fact that the PC version has adjustable gamma, and it's the only version, and it's the only Tomb Raider game that actually has adjustable gamma, which, for those who don't know what it is, basically, the higher the gamma you have, you can make the darkest room in the level be like if you're outside in the sun. So yeah, that's basically what happened. So yeah, that's basically with the adjustable gamma, and it doesn't make the game ugly unless, of course, you decide to go all max, and that's when the game gets like ugly. Which I will showcase maybe some of it when we get to the expansion, because yeah, like I mentioned, I will be doing the original PC release of the expansion. Okay, so let's get the pistols out, because in this secret we have some rats, and in the secret we have a small med pack and a rocket. So let's go and pick them up, and yeah, basically that's it for the secrets. Now unfortunately I will have to take some damage because we have to climb up this barbed wire, which is going to like shred your legs or something. Hopefully not shred the suit, because yeah, this right here, we have the cat suit, which is by far, with the exception of the classic suit, this is my favorite attire for Lara Croft. It is so slick. I love the rolled out sleeves. I hit the mic, I'm sorry. But I just love the black of it. I just love the look of it. Like, look at this. Yeah, I just love how the suit looks. It is so awesome. And a part of me wishes that you could have used this skin in like the Lao games, or hell, even as a skin in the classic in the 2013 trilogy, or at least either Rise or Shadow. Okay, so now we have to go back to the beginning, and yeah, basically we have to retread our steps, and yeah, basically we'll just go over here and let's get on down here. Now right here on this little platform, there is some shotgun shells, which is weird, and a save crystal. Also, how many flares do I have? 116. Okay, so yeah, I will run out of flares soon, guys. Like, look at that. All right. But yeah, with that said, let's go into. Yeah, so yeah, we're basically gonna backtrack to the beginning, and yeah, basically. What I recommend is do a running jump and grab, but I'm going to try to... Yeah, there we go. We can actually drop over here and be safe. Alright, so let's walk to the edge. And once we get to this point, we want to walk off, and then we want to backflip as soon as we hit the slope. Now, as soon as we get up here, we're going to spawn a crow. There he is. And right over here, we have a lever. And this lever, what it's going to do is it's going to raise a trapdoor that will allow us to get where that lever was, as you see on the cutscene. And yeah, the platform was right there. And yeah, now we have to make it to that platform. Now, there's two ways you can actually do this. One, you can actually use this monkey bar. Or the way that I always do it is just do a running jump. Now, as soon as you step on this platform, you're actually going to spawn a gun guy where the platform is. However, I want to try to not take damage, so I'm gonna snipe him from far. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a running jump for this platform right here. Make sure you don't hit that fence, because if you do, you will die. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get on this ledge and I'm going to shimmy all the way to the right. Now, where I'm going right now is another path you can actually go to. However, we cannot do anything in in this path. So I'm actually going to just get over here so I can kill this guy. And then I'm going to... oh my god. And then I'm going to go back. So yeah, let's dispose of him real quick. And let's go back. But yeah, basically, there is a pathway over there. You can explore if you want. However, yeah, I will go there eventually once I have stuff I need for that area. More particularly, a key. And then some, but we'll get to that. We'll get to it later. Okay, so let's grab the small med pack, and then do I want to slide down here? Yes, I do. Okay, so we're gonna slide down here, and then we're gonna let go and grab, so we can actually pull up here. And then we're gonna pull this lever, which is going to drop that hatch, which is going to allow us to go down below. However, before we do that, we actually want to explore this area right here. Now, in this area, we do have a breakaway tile, which you can actually use to get to that area. However, in the case the game freezes, and also in the case you break it by accident, what you can also do is you can actually just do a running jump and grab. But yeah, basically the only thing that you have to do... But yeah, basically you can just run and jump normally, but you have to grab the ledge if the breakaway tile is not here. Also, yeah, for some reason these rats are here for some reason. Alright, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my MP5, and I'm going to stay over here, and I'm going to shoot this guy. And then I'm going to sidestep, because there's actually something new that these guys do. Because when you kill them, some of these guys, if not most of these guys, will actually do what I like to call a desperation attack, where they basically will, like before they die, they will try to shoot you as in their final moments. And I'm basically going to showcase what that means when we fight one of these guys close quarters, which I don't think that's going to happen until the end of the level. So, so yeah. Okay, so that guy that we killed dropped the Flue room key. And we need this key because this will actually allow us to go into, well, it will allow us to continue on with the level. And as you can see right here, we have the Aura Dagger, which is the artifact from the South Pacific Islands. And for some reason, the items are like above and not at an angle, which is interesting. And yeah, basically now we have to get out of here. And to get out, we want to come down here to push this button so we can actually open a trap door that will allow us to exit this area. Now before we exit, we do have some items we want to get, like these harpoon ammo, which once again it's 3 ammo, which is very, very annoying. Especially considering that the harpoon gun works the exact same way as Tomb Raider 2, where Lara will reload when the ammo reaches a multiple of 3 or a multiple of 4, which is kind of obnoxious. Okay, but in this bottom area, we have a save crystal, some flares, and where the breakaway tile went to, there is a small med pack underneath it. So let's pick it up, and down here we have another button, which is gonna open a door directly above me. So yeah, let's pop some flares, and yeah, I'm gonna pop a lot of flares, considering that I have over 100, and also not to mention that, like I mentioned, these levels are really dark. However, there might be times I will not pop a flare just for safety and the possibility of a flare death. So if it's dark and you can't see, I really apologize, but hey, I want to try to do this without using the med pack, and I want to try not to die. So there you go. Okay, so now the best way to get out is you want to aim for that ledge and then just do a jump and grab. And then we just shimmy to the right. And yeah, basically we're going to be back in that area where we killed that first, or where we sniped that guy. So yeah, let's drop down here. And then let's walk to the edge on the right, do a standing jump, and then we can just... yeah, we can just continue on. Now, as soon as we drop down here, we are going to spawn a crow. Which you want to kill because, yeah, if you're not careful, this guy can actually kill you as you're trying to go up, as you're trying to get a secret. Also, I thought I aimed for another one, but no, probably wrong. And speaking of secrets, what you want to do now is to get the second secret, we want to climb up here and then we want to shimmy to the right. Because right over here we have a crawl space with some shotgun shells. However, you may notice that there's an angled platform to my right, meaning that we can still shimmy all the way to the right. And that is because here we have yet another set of shotgun shells. And yeah, this is actually where the real secret is. Alright, so let's toss the flare, pop a new one, claim the shotgun shells, and yeah, with that said, let's go back the way we came. So yeah, this level I would say is split into two halves. The first half is the outside area, while the second half is the inside of a water like complex. And a lot of people hate the outside area just because, from what I've seen online, it's very easy to die in this area. And honestly, I can agree to some extent because yeah, when I first played this level, I was terrible at this area. So much, in fact, that I I did not play this game for like a week before coming back to this level when I finally beat the London section. Because yeah, like I mentioned, the London section is, in my opinion, the hardest in terms of overall difficulty. Not to mention that these levels are freaking long and also freaking dark. Okay, so we came over here because there is a button which is going to open a cover that will allow us to press another button. Okay, so now that we press that button, now we have to make it all the way back to the beginning of the level. And yes, you are going to see it as we do. Not to mention that, you know, I also have to showcase the way to do it and also get some items on the way up. So there you go. Okay, so I'm going to get out from this side because there is a slope right here. And I'm going to drop down the right so I take no damage. And as soon as we drop down here, we're going to spawn a guy with a rifle. So yeah, we're going to kill him real quick. He didn't have an aim at me, so that's pretty awesome. Alright, now in this area we have some Uzi clips, and I just realized we don't have the Uzis yet, which is very interesting. And right over here we have a save crystal alongside with some flares. And that is every item in this area. Yeah, that guy didn't drop anything. Yeah, that's actually another different thing, is that most of the human enemies don't drop anything anymore. They very rarely drop stuff, but yeah, unlike Tomb Raider 2, it's very rare when they drop stuff. And if they drop stuff, it's most likely a med pack. Which is you know, kind of an insult considering that I'm, you know, doing a no med pack run for these games. But yeah, now we're going back to the beginning of the level. And yeah, basically, once we climb up this ladder, we are going to be, yeah, basically back to the beginning. And now, what we have to do is we now have to go to that side where I sniped that first gun guy. So yeah, essentially we have to retrace our steps. However, instead of, you know, going to an area to snipe an enemy, we now have to go that way. So yeah, essentially now we have to go that way over there. So let's go and So yeah, let's go ahead and just replicate what we did to get back here. And then let's make a running jump. So yeah, make sure that I don't hit the ledge, because yeah, that's another thing. If you think you can just grab this ledge and shimmy to this ledge, you cannot. If you grab this ledge where this fence is, you're basically stuck. And considering that you cannot pull up or do anything, not to mention that the ledge below you is a bit too high. Yeah, if you let go, you're basically if you let go from that ledge, you're basically dead. So be careful with that. But yeah, what's actually funny, another thing that's really funny about this section is that the third level of the London section used to be for a very long time my least favorite level in the entire game. And the reason why is because the level was way too long, way too confusing, and also way too difficult. And also, yeah, right here we got another fork in the road, but we are going to go over here first. Now, you can actually go up there to get a secret, but we will get it on the way to the next area of the level. So don't you worry about that, boys and girls. Okay, now we want to go over here, and as we go up here... Ah! Die. Thank you. Look at me just killing a bird with an assault rifle. Good lord. Alright, and over here we have the button, which is going to raise some... I want to say some scaffolding that will basically allow us to get to a new area in this level. And yeah, the scaffolding is right over there. Now, yeah, the safest way to do this is to just go over here. However, if you jump from here, you will take some fall damage, but that's okay. Also, when you jump up here, you will actually spawn a guy in that ledge. But I am going to kill him later. Alright, so here we got a keyhole and some flares, but first we got a bird somewhere. I might go back to the thing. Yeah, I'm going to do this. And there you go. Alright, and yeah, here we got a keyhole. And this is where the Flue key room goes. Or Flue room key goes. So yeah, that key that we got from that one guy in that other area, this is where it goes. So yeah, now we can actually go into the Flue room. And in this room, we have a save crystal. And to the left, we have a button. And this button is going to turn off some flames. And that will basically allow, which is basically going to allow us to get to the second part of this level. Now, by pressing the button, we will also activate some fire, but yeah, it's really not that difficult to avoid. And once you get to this point, yeah, the fire will stop going, which is, I don't understand why that's a thing, but whatever. Okay, so now we have to get down, and the safest way is to just drop down here, and then we want to... Yeah, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to jump over here. And then we just have to go the entire way again, because now we have to backtrack to the beginning of the level yet again. But yeah, like I mentioned, the third level of London used to be my least favorite level in the game, because it was way too long, way too dark, and way too confusing. And anyone who's played this level, or anyone who's played this game, may know exactly what level I'm talking about. However, as I grew up with this game, I went from hating it to loving it, to the point that it's actually my favorite level in the London section. And honestly, one of my favorite levels in the game. And honestly, that is one big compliment I can give Tomb Raider 3. And this will definitely be something that a lot of people will disagree with me. And that's the fact that, with the exception of one level, and maybe to an extent the River Ganges if you're going the boring secret route, in my opinion, I don't for me, there is not a single level in this game I would call bad. Because Tomb Raider 1 has, honestly, Tomb of Tehokan, and maybe some of the Atlantis levels. And also, to add fuel to the fire, Colosseum, because yeah, I really don't like that level just because it feels like a nothing level. And Tomb Raider 2, we have Offshore Rig, Catacombs of the Italian, I don't know, maybe I was gonna say Bartoli's Hideout, but no, Bartoli's Hideout was I actually really like the Venice levels, but yeah, basically there are one or two levels that there are a bunch of levels in each game that I can say that I really don't like them and I never look forward to playing them. However, that's not the case with Tomb Raider 3. I look forward to play every single one of these levels just because I want to see how better I got at the game, you know? And that's actually one great thing about Tomb Raider 3 is that it feels the more accomplishing game out of all 6 classic Tomb Raider games. And no, not because this game is the hardest game of the classic games, but also it feels like you feel accomplished after completing a very hard area in the level, you know? Like when you finally conquer the kayak section in Madugu Gorge. And yeah, here's the guy that... Actually, I'm going to show you the thing that it happens. So, yeah, we're going to take the Desert Eagle. Yeah, I'm just going to kill this guy. So, yeah, basically, as you can see, he does that animation where he's, like, pointing his gun before he plunges to the ground. And when he does that animation, he can actually shoot at you. So when that happens, the best technique I can give, or the best advice I can give you, is try to get behind the guy, or just jump every once in a while. Although, yeah, at the end of the day, that's probably not going to matter because these guys have hit scan weapons similar to you. Okay, and now we can finally go up here, and down there is the flame that we turned off. Now, before we do anything, we want to jump over here because here we got some shotgun shells. But also, to my left, we have the third secret, which has a rocket. Now, something really funny you can do is, once you collect the 3 secrets in this area, what you can do is you can actually take the shortcut that I showed you at the beginning and just get to the end of the level. Because, yes, to give a little spoiler, the last secrets of the level are in that area over there. Which, yeah, for those who don't know, that's the area we went to at the end of the level. I don't want to drop here because I'm going to take fall damage. So I'm going to do a backflip. Stare at the green moon. And then we want to drop down this side. Now, something you also can do is you can actually not turn off the fire and just drop down here and then just go over here to the right. So you can actually skip going into the Flue room, and actually, you know, getting doing the level properly. But, you know, considering that this is a walkthrough, and I want to show all of the correct way of doing the levels. There you go. Alright, so let's get this large med pack, and I'm going to take my pistols because there's going to be some rats as I slide down over here. And now we go into the Flue, or the water reservoir area. And also, I'm going to save my game because I haven't saved yet. And, yeah. Honestly, if I had to recommend places to save, I would save my game when you get back to the beginning of the level after pressing the button that will open the cover to raise the scaffolding. And once you get over here. Yeah, those are like the 2 places I would recommend you save your game if you want to sparingly use your save crystals. Okay, now as we... Oh, because he spawns already. Yeah, we have a guard over here. Hey! Jerk. But yeah, right here we have this guy that's going to start walking around and he's going to be like, hey! When he sees us, which is pretty awesome. Alright, and in this room, we have 3 buttons, or 2 buttons on the lever. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to pull this lever. Also, cover your ears. And basically, what that lever is going to do is going to do 2 things. Okay, so basically, in this area, we have 3 water reservoirs. Right over here, we have water reservoir number 1, which, as you can see, is filled up. And over here to the left is the second water reservoir, which is this one right here. Now, there is a third one, which is over there, but we're not going to get into that one because there's no water. Now, by pulling the lever, okay, so when you get into this area, this water reservoir would be empty, and the first water reservoir would be half full. However, by pulling the lever, you will completely fill both water reservoirs. And basically, you want to fill the second one because at the bottom here, we have a lever. And this lever, what it's going to do is going to open a gate or a trapdoor in the first water reservoir. Now, before we get out, we have some Uzi clips and a small med pack. So let's pick them up. And let's continue into this next area. Now, yeah, let's use a shotgun a bit. I don't want to spam the Desert Eagle that much. Although, yeah, there's no guy here yet. But yeah, basically, the trapdoor that opened is back in the water reservoir. However, or the first water reservoir. However, we actually want to flip the switch again because with the first water reservoir full, there's actually going to be some fan blades that are going to spin way too quick to the point that they're actually going to kill us. However, if we revert the water back to its original state, we're going to have some fan blades spin at a speed that they will not kill us. So yeah, basically, as you can see, here's the reservoir half full. So let's just do a dive. And the trapdoor is over here to the right. Right over here. And yeah, as you can see, over here, we have these blades. And yeah, basically, if you went to this area with the reservoir full, these things would kill you. However, that's not the case right here. Hey! Idiot. Alright, so let's kill that security guard. And yeah, those guards basically have the same desperation attack as those rifle guys that we were fighting. So yeah, you want to be careful. Although, I will say that these gun enemies in this game are much smarter because now they have a better turn radius. Hey! Stupid rat. And yeah, basically, trying to get behind these guys is not as easy as Tomb Raider 1 or 2. So yeah, you do want to be careful with that. Okay, so right here we got a small med pack, and we did pick up some shotgun shells back there. And right here we got a ladder, and we want to go down because right here we got an interesting puzzle. So as soon as we enter this room, we're gonna get a image of or a cutscene of a fuse box, which is right over here. And basically the objective is to destroy this box. However, yeah, our guns cannot do that. So how can we destroy it? Well, that's where this thing comes into place. So we have this... I have no idea what this is. We have this like electrical drill or something. And yeah, basically what we have to do is we have to make sure that that thing collides into that fuse box so that we can actually cause some damage. Now, this area is way too dark, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this button, which is to the right as we enter. And yeah, basically, we will have the lights turned on. Okay, so basically, if you study this thing, if you may notice that every time this thing... if you follow this thing around and study this thing, you may notice that this thing likes to take a right in every opportunity it gets. So yeah, basically, as you can see, when it has the right path, it will turn right immediately. Right here, when it gets to the right, it's going to turn right immediately. So yeah, basically, this drill thing will turn to the right at every opportunity it takes. So basically, what we have to do is we have to manipulate this drill's pathway so that it can actually turn into that fuse box. And that's where this movable block comes into place. So basically, what we want to do is we have to put this block in the perfect position so that we essentially change the drill's pathway so that we can actually make it so that it collides with the fuse box. And yeah, as you can see, we now messed up its pathway, which means that it's now going to go into this side right here. So it's going to take a right with the block. And yeah, basically, once it happens, it's going to resume its normal path. And oh my god, how the hell I didn't get hit there. Yeah, also, try not to touch this. Try not to touch this thing, because yeah, if you touch it, it is an instant death. Also, I'm going to risk it. Oh my god, it's coming. Go, Laura, go. Ah! Okay. And yeah, basically the idea is you want to make sure that this drill goes essentially backwards so they can actually take a right into that area. Which, you know, by looking at this drill, or by looking at the behavior of the drill, you may already know where you want to put this block. And yeah, basically we want to put this block in this intersection right over here. So we have to push it 2 more times. Although I will take damage right here, so I want to be careful. Now, you want to be careful with this thing, because as you move the block, if you move it while the drill is going on, yeah, the drill will maybe sometimes hit you, and yeah, you're basically gonna die if that happens. Because yeah, if you hit the electric part, it is instant death. But yeah, basically, he just bonked, turned to the right, and as you can see, the drill is now dead. Now, by having the drill collide with the fuse box, what it did is it did 2 things. It opened some trapdoors directly above me, and it also uncovered one of the buttons in that area where we can actually fill up the water reservoirs. So yeah, the areas with the buttons and the levers, which so happens to be this area right here. And yeah, as you can see, there's a lever. Now, oh no, I thought this spawned a guy. But yeah, let's just press this button. Oh, there you are. Alright, let's take my shotgun out. And not get stuck, please. Also, yeah, you may notice that these guys actually crouch, which makes them look pretty funny. They duck walk. Okay, so that button that we pressed, what it did is that it completely filled water reservoir 2, but it also filled water reservoir number 3. So now we have to... Oh, no, never mind. We have to go back and press and flip the switch. Okay, so yeah, basically what that lever did is that it filled up water reservoir number 3. So now we have to go back to water reservoir number 2 so that we can actually, you know, get into the 3rd reservoir. Because the ultimate objective is to have access to that button that is over there. So now let's turn on the dishwasher. And let's continue on. Alright, and here we have water reservoir number 2. And yeah, basically we want to go to the left. And this will give us access to water reservoir number 3. Now, as soon as you get in here, we're going to get some alarms blazing. Or maybe not. And if we explore this area, you may also notice that there's actually a trapdoor over here. And yeah, basically the objective is to open that trapdoor over there. So yeah, let's go ahead and go over here. And we didn't trigger the alarm. Okay. Wait. I think the alarm triggered. Oh, there we go. So yeah, once we get to a specific tile, I guess, yeah, you're actually going to open that door in the distance, and you may also see that guy actually spawn. So I'm gonna MP5 him to death. There we go. And then, yeah, let's use the, no, not you. Let's use the shotgun. Let's give shotgun love, let's give some love to the shotgun. And in case you're wondering, don't worry, I will use the rocket launcher in this level as well. Alright, now in this area, we have a button, which is going to uncover the third and final button in that area. It will also make the game stutter. Now, what it also did is that it completely drained the reservoir. So yeah, now we cannot go back easily. However, if we go down this pathway, you may notice that we have some grates on the ceiling. And yeah, basically, we can actually monkey bar our way to the other side of the reservoir. Now, thankfully, if your flare dies, you're not going to let go immediately. So, thank God for that, you know? Also, I have to take out my pistols because there are some rats we got to kill. But I will do that once we get to the end. Right over here. Okay, so let's get our pistols. And let's kill some rats. And right over here in this crawl space, we have a... If I can pick it up. We have a small med pack. And also behind me, you may have noticed, but there's actually a save crystal. And yeah, this is actually another point I would recommend you save your game. For those who are paranoid. Also, yeah, I always forget about this large med pack. I barely saw it. Alright. And here we are back in water reservoir numero 2. Now, as we go through here, we're actually going to spawn a security guard over here. So I'm going to take my shotgun. Hey! And I'm just going to blast him. And now we have to flip the third button, or press the third button. And what that button is going to do is it's going to open that trapdoor that I showed you in the third water reservoir. And it's also going to fill it again. So yeah, now we have to turn on the dishwasher one more time. And we now have to move on. And yeah, we're basically going to the end of the level. And you're still splattering blood. That is crazy. Alright. So yeah, we just have to make our way back to the reservoir. And yeah, with that said, we are basically at the end of the level, or towards the end of the level. We have to get some secrets first before we actually end the level, but that's besides the point. Alright, and right here we go into some PTSD area because, yeah, this area will look very similar to a future level. Also, I always forget about these harpoons because I never see them because harpoon guns are very easy to miss, especially in the water. Especially considering that the lighting and the flares is not that good underwater in this game compared to Tomb Raider 2 and even Tomb Raider 4. Okay, and here we have this area, which, fun fact, I don't know if I can actually show it, but actually, I think it's over up here, but up there where those grates are, you can kind of see it. But I'll just show right here. But right over there where those grates are, that is actually where we got the first secret of the level. So yeah, we basically made it full circle to some extent. Okay, now in this water, down here to the right, there are some shotgun shells, and I believe behind me there are either some flares or a med pack. Or maybe nothing. Or maybe something. It is a small med pack. Nice. Okay, now in this place, the correct way to go is right over this area. Now, as soon as you get up here, we're actually going to spawn a rifle guy. And he goes, oh! Which is awesome. And he drops a small med pack. And yeah, that's actually another thing that they did change in Tomb Raider 3 is that drops in general, for some reason, now they are positioned in the middle of a tile. Which means that, yeah, which means that when you kill an enemy, the item will not drop where the enemy is, but it will actually drop in the middle of the tile he died on. Although sometimes that is not always the case, but that's usually the case. And honestly, that's not big of a problem, with the exception of one specific part that we will see when we get to Nevada. But yeah, as you can see, we climbed the ladder, we jumped through some barbed wire, and as you can see, we finally made it back to this area. So yeah, this is the jump that we made from the crane. And yeah, we are essentially at the end of the level, which is awesome. Alright, now before we go and fight some people, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down the left side of this part. And as soon as I drop down, I'm going to hold the action button so that I slide into this save spot. Because, yeah, the barbed wire works as spikes in this game. Meaning that if you fall into it, it is instant death. But yeah, let's go ahead and collect the Desert Eagle clips. Which, by the way, Desert Eagle clips give you 10 bullets. So, which is awesome. And yeah, right here, we're going to fight, I want to say 3 gun enemies. So, you know what? Let's give the rocket launcher some love. So yeah, basically there's going to be a guy on the other side. And yeah, the cool thing about the rocket launcher is that it actually one-shots these enemies. Because if I were to use the grenade launcher, just to show you real quick. Just to show real quick. Yeah, as you can see, it actually takes 2 grenades. So yeah, essentially, the rocket launcher is actually a stronger grenade launcher. However, yeah, like I mentioned, you get like no ammo for it, which is pretty sad. Also, I thought there were 6 secrets, but oh well. Also, 43 minutes. Jesus Christ. Yeah, remember when I said that these levels were long? Yeah, they're very long. Although this is not the longest recording session. The longest recording session is actually, I want to say, either Crash Site or Madubu Gorge. But, whatever. Okay, so right here we got a movable block, and there's only one place you can, or one direction you can actually move it, which is back here, which is actually the way we originally entered this, I want to say Cathedral. I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but I think we are in St. Peter's Cathedral. I'm actually not sure. I've never been to London, so there you go. Alright, and then we wanna do a backflip into this area. And over here, we can claim a large med pack. However, on the other side, we can actually get the 4th secret. And this secret is actually very interesting. So yeah, we just wanna jump and run across. However, this secret is very interesting because we have a key. And by picking up the key, we will claim the secret. However, this key, the Cathedral Key, is completely useless. You cannot use this key in this level, and once you get to the next level, you're actually going to lose this thing. So yeah, essentially, you pick up the key, I guess, for bragging rights or to get the secret. Now that being said, the bonus, I'm pretty sure the reason why they give you that Cathedral Key is because of the bonus level that you can actually unlock while getting all the secrets. Which, just to give a quick spoiler, the bonus level in this game was supposed to be a level that take place between this level and the next level. However, maybe due to time constraints, they didn't win with it, and it's now a bonus level. Although, to some extent, I'm actually glad they didn't do it because, yeah, London having 5 levels, it's probably going to be a bit annoying for some, especially considering that not everyone loves London. Okay, so right over here, which is to the other side, which is directly on the opposite side where we enter the this cathedral, right over there where that catwalk is, that is actually the end of the level. And basically to the left of the end of the level, we actually have this ladder right here. And this will give us access to the 5th and final secret of the level, which contains a large med pack. And there we go. That is it for the secrets, and that is it for Thames Wharf. And yeah, honestly, this level is really not that bad. In fact, I would even say that out of the 3 big London levels, this is definitely the easiest one of the 3. However, it's not gonna get easier from here because next time we have, from what I've noticed, a lot of people's least favorite level in the entire game, even more than the next level, even more than the 3rd level. But yeah, basically here we have the end. So let's go into the end and watch a cutscene and see how badass Lara is, even though we've seen her already how badass she is.
Working for?
What?
You heard me.
I didn't, honest. What did you say?
I said, who employs you?
Ah! Miss Sophia Lee!
Who's she? What does she do?
I don't know. Really, I don't. I just shoot people for her.
A commendable work ethic, I guess.
Yeah, I put my hours into it. As me father did and his father did afore.
Well, how old is this Miss Lee?
I don't know. Late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
Yeah. For some people, like yourself, we get a special bonus.
I'm flattered.
I mean, I could even be retiring from you.
Then you might like to mind the bell. Happy retirement.
That was such a James Bond quip. Happy retirement. Oh man, that's awesome. But yeah, as you may have noticed, we are being hunted down apparently by someone named Sophia Lee. And no, not Sophia. Sophia Lee. Or Sophia. Honestly, I don't like the name, but I'm just gonna say Sophia just because. But yeah, with that said, that is it for Thames Wharf. And yeah, we're gonna see, we might actually see what we have to do with this Sophia Lee once we get to the next level. But yeah, there we go. We got Thames Wharf. We got all the secrets. We didn't use a health pack, and yeah, 46 minutes. Good lord. This is gonna take the London level is gonna take a while, which honestly doesn't surprise me because it takes a long while for me to get to through the London levels, especially when you gotta get everything and you know, do a bunch of other crap. But yeah, with that said, that is it for this episode of the Tomb Raider Marathon. Thank you all so much for watching this episode. And yeah, next time we meet on Tomb Raider 3, we're moving on to probably the most infamous level in the... Actually, no, not the most infamous, but what many consider to be the most confusing level in Tomb Raider 3. And that is the train station Aldwych. And yeah, a lot of people hate this level. Mainly because of the fact that it's a very confusing level. There's a lot of places you have to go, and you can very easily get lost. And honestly, I don't blame anyone who gets lost and calls this level bad, because yeah, considering that this was 1998, so maps were not a thing, which, you know, I kind of like, because like I mentioned, the last thing I want in a Tomb Raider game is having to deal with a bunch of UIs telling me where to go, which you know, it's the main reason why I despise the 2013 trilogy. Also, I'm glad that, you know, Ubisoft isn't developing Tomb Raider at all. Even though Assassin's Creed Origins is pretty good, says from a guy who has never played an Assassin's Creed ever until literally 2 weeks ago, where I finally started playing Origins because I got it as a gift. Even though the recent update makes the game unplayable, so yeah, thanks Ubisoft. But yeah, I'm just dragging this outro way too long. So yeah, with that said, thank you all for watching this episode of the Tomb Raider Marathon. Next time we meet, we're moving on to Aldwych, everyone's favorite level. But until then, this is Jonathan Wolf, and I will see you all in the next level. Take it easy, everyone.